That's the track Mall from the Made in Abyss OST. These were my favorite thing at CanJam 2019. That happened this year, right? Yeah, good. And you don't know what they are. If you're reading the title below the video right now, and you still don't know what they are, because I didn't know what they were when I sat in front of them and put them on. So apparently there's a company called Sendy, which let me tell you this, I get like 50 emails a day from companies from China that have just picked the worst names, and they're trying to sell me baby monitors and the USB power packs, and like, oh, we got these LED light strips for putting in your fishbowl, and it's like, great. And I'm pretty sure Sendy Audio might have been one of those companies at some point. They're just like, Sendy, yeah, we got Sendy Bluetooth sports IEMs for $18. You want to review them? I'm like, no. So I sit down at CanJam in front of this. This is what is being presented. I'm like, what is this? What is this? Okay, it's like Sendy. Huh. Oh, that's Sendy Audio too. It's not like they bought that from a thing. What are they? A planar. Wow, look at these pads. These pads are like a fucking cloth. They're cloth, but much smoother than like the Ship 9500's cloth. And then, wow, look at that shape. That's unique. I've never seen a headpad. You know, I've seen headpads that are angled, but these are actually thicker on the bottom and they wrap around a little more for up here. Interesting. So they are thinner in the front and then thinner on top. And then, wow, that's interesting. And planar. Okay. Okay, the planar. Love this metal. Look at the wood. Look at the wood. Oh, man. Then you pull out the wire. It's an 1/8 inch. Look at the machining with the pattern, the scale pattern on that. Oh, and they're using wires that I like can completely get behind because it's like an IEM cable. It's a little bit bigger gauge than an IEM cable. In fact, these are legit. That's copper. The color copper you're seeing here, that's copper. That's not like, oh, it's the color copper like an IEM. That's fucking wire. Oh, the split is wood, the same wood that this is made out of. That's cool. And it's got the little slidey thing, and it's got the Sendy crane. The Sendy logo. Is there a big one? Is there a big one somewhere? Black Beauty series. There's a crane arching its neck up, and it's looking up, and there's feathers. So it's, oh, yeah. There it is again. Oh, it's in this custom hard case bag like you get like Ether C flows come in. Only it looks like butt. It looks like a butt. I'm just going to get that out of the way right now. This is a beautiful case. Look at this. Look at the strap that's on the case. Can we fucking forget? Look at the metal. Just look at this. How nice that machining is. How satin, gunmetal, no wobble. Like, so here's the thing I notice about when I'm starting to review a product. It's like, I notice the wire ties. If you ever watch my unboxing channel, which is my old Zeos Pantera channel, if a company puts shitty wire ties on, what else are they cutting costs on? Wire ties good wire ties, and our quality wire ties can't cost more than like 8 pennies per 1,000 to make them better. So you're putting on really crappy wire ties. Where else are you cutting corners? Look at like the zipper pull on this bag. Oh, it's got feet, so it stands up. It doesn't need this strap, but it has it. Big zipper. It opens up. It's nice and felt lined. It's got another bag in it that's had the wire in it. And then the wire, and then this is an optional stand that you screw together, and it's made of like 2 pieces of wood, and then this, and it's like, oh, and the actual wire it comes with is this wire, and it's got the same. Look at the scaling and the machining on that, and the oh god. And I sat there at CanJam, not knowing anything about these, not talking to anyone about them, just talking with DMS and someone else, and that was the second day, so my brother wasn't there. But just looking, admiring, like, wow, look at this, and look at this. And then it comes with One Adaptor, because the default cable is a 4.4 millimeter Pentax balanced. These headphones come default with a balanced cable. And then it comes with this adapter. Look at this adapter. Look at it. Look at the machining again. The Sendy audio with the scale pattern on the stainless steel. And it goes to a smaller pattern for a 3.5 So you get it, and then you could do this, and then you can plug this into a normal headphone jack. So they give you this setup. And the optional stuff is an actual balance cable, and you can get that 4.4 to a 2.5 millimeter balance if you want to run portable or your amp is that. So that's optional. The stand is optional. But it comes with this wire, this adapter, this headphone, this case. And you start looking at the headphones more, and it's like, there's the Sendy logo laser engraved into the pegs. They didn't need to do that, but they did that. Right and left clearly indicated. Okay, metal. Then you get to like this. It adjusts kind of like the Mr. Speaker's ethers. It just slides up and down. Then you get to this, and look how soft this is. Why can't companies understand that's good? Why does Ryan from Mod House have to be the one that goes like deerskin and soft? Let's use that. Why is everyone else going like thick leather straps? No. Soft. Supple. Look at this head strap. It's not cheap. It's soft. It's going on my head. I want it to be soft. The pads are very slow foam, not memory foam, but with the... These are going to sell out. If you're seeing this on my Patreon, hi, thank you for being a patron. Purchase these, because when I sat down at the table and I saw this and this and this, and I saw that too, but I was like, and I was asked to guess. My friend was like, what do you think they cost? And I'm like, $1,500. $1,500 at least for the build quality, the attention to detail, the softness, how they feel on your head. This sort of auto pulls down. I wish this was a little bit tighter and didn't slide as easily. But I mean, if once you've picked your height, you could just affix something in there. So they clamp, they adjust, they fit, they feel great. They're super open. Nothing's playing right now, and I could hear everything. It just sounds like there's like empty cups on my head, well, with open backs. And then what makes me say $1,500 was not just the build and the presentation. That's dumb. I went... This is the best thing I've heard of CanJam. Like that. Like instantly. Like fucking 2 seconds in. I had my portable THX amp. I had my music. I put it on. And I shit my pants. These are the best things at CanJam. And therefore, since I heard everything... These are going to be a real hard thing to beat this year. And that includes you, Meze Imperiums, because there's a price to performance ratio that I got to take into account. And like $3,000 headphones that sound like $3,000 headphones are beaten by $600, $600 or $700. I don't know, they keep changing the price. But whatever these cost, link in the description, dollar headphones that sound solidly over $1,000, like competing with Aeolus, competing with all the ZMF line in planar, and then like Hi-Fi-Man is like doing their thing, and I'm like, oh, these are good. No, these, and the detail, the immediacy, the low end, just smoothness. The only headphone that I had here to compare these to was the Brainwaves Alaras that I basically just blew them on camera because they're a $500 planar and they're an aggressive, close, not super wide, relaxed soundstagey planar. They're an aggressive fucking planar. And guess what these are? These are an aggressive fucking planar, but, and I'm sorry to say this after having recommended these so highly, give these like 20% more detail and 20% more clarity and 20% more love than the Alaras could ever dream of. And then you have the Sendy Aivas. The name's not great. I mean, Sendy, I'm sure that translates somewhere. And Aiva, I-A-V-A, is like traditionally handcrafted. Yeah, these are complicated bastards. Look at the steps. We got the ring, we got the cover, we got that, we got the ring. It's double layered fucking magnets. I did the sound demo before I did this review, and the magnet structure that is controlling the planars, if you don't know how planars work, there's magnets on either side of a diaphragm, like your mom's got. And the diaphragm has wires running up and down it, and the magnets, the stronger the magnets, the more power you need, that it moves the fucking driver as fast and accurate as possible, and that makes the sound go. So these are not the easiest thing to drive. I'm on medium gain, a little under half on the 789, and the ass that they kick will never show up in a measurement graph. All right, I don't not believe in measurement graphs. That's dumb. I understand them. I know what they're for. But people were sharing. I posted a picture in the Z Reviews Telegram, and then people started sharing measurement graphs, and I'm like, those tell you literally nothing. It might as well be the firing order on a Ferrari. Like, how's that Ferrari? Here's the firing order, and here's the weight ratio. And I'm like, well, that doesn't tell me shit. How does it smell? How's the steering wheel feel in your hand? Is the seating position good? How's the weight distribution? What does the exhaust note sound like? These are all things you can't get off a fucking graph. That's why you come to me, and I literally go, Wiz is my background. If I put Wiz, who is Best Girl, as my background, these are the Best Girl cans. I'm gonna put this on. We're gonna skip Luther Vandross. That was Luther Vandross, by the way. Dark Knight OST just came on. I'm Not a Hero. Shh, give it a second. They're, in a word, transparent. Just straight up transparent. I don't feel like they're coloring almost anything. You can see my brain is going into like, don't say that, CS. CS, you don't want to say what you're thinking. Don't say what you're thinking. Hold it back. The only other headphone that I heard of in recent memory that sounded like it was aggressively pushing perfect detail into my head was the new Sennheiser Orpheus, the HE1s. That was the only one. You put it on and it was like, wow. It felt like some sort of poison was on the edge of a razor blade right by your ear, and it was just like, if I push this any harder, you're going to die from it. And these sort of sound like that, with a little less soundstage. A little bit closer, a little bit more tight. More tight. I can't stop listening to these. Now, the two headphones that have been sitting on my desk have been the KLH. I'm sorry, KLH. Jesus, the Klipsch HP3s and these. And sometimes I feel like being laid back and wide, and that's HP3s. And sometimes I don't feel like being laid back. Sometimes I feel like I need someone to punch me in the face with just the fist of music, and that's these. And the thing is, the clarity and detail is just fucking uncalled for, Sendy. This is uncalled for. You're making it hard for me to love all my other headphones. Yeah, it's one of those reviews. I'm sorry, guys. Because there's nothing I don't like about them. Literally, the only thing I don't like about them is the fact that this is slightly loose and occasionally it'll just drift down. And I don't think that screw will tighten it. Oh, look at the screws. They're all star heads. And they're all flush mount. And just to do that, the effort in that, and then the twist. I did actually have to put a little bit of lube on here. A little bit of lube goes a long way, am I right, guys? Yeah. Because the actual twisting motion here was just a little bit tight, and I put a drop of like sewing machine oil on it. Perfect. Perfectly fine now. They're heavy. They are substantial. Those magnets really weigh things down. But at the same time, as soon as you put on any track you've heard before, like the Jurassic Park opening theme, you immediately go, fuck, what have I been listening to this whole time? Oh, look at all this shit. Sell it all. That's the sort of good these are. I'm kind of upset I'm doing the review, because when I do a review of, like, the product, this is the product, boys. Screw everything else. We're done. I'm going to stop this camera, and I'm going to get up, and I'm going to say, Zeos, you did a good job. And then I'm going to look at my wall of stuff and go, oh, now I got to talk about all those, huh? They ain't Sendy Aivas. None of them are. Campfires are good, though. The Cascades. But that's like a portable closeback, so at least I have to rationalize every other recommendation I'm going to make for the next, like, 6 months that isn't a Sendy Aiva. I just hope that their pre-order is done and they're out now. So, I usually would have the website up. I didn't even prep this video. Sendy Aivas will be linked in the description. That wallpaper will be linked in the description. Am I done talking about these? Hell no. Fuck. I brought them gaming with me, because no one knows what they are. No one was going to steal these at a LAN. They look like weird wooden Chinese headphones. The Wraith original. Ian Hunter, Wake Up Call. It's a little bit too 80s for me, sorry. Oh, there you go. Because Interstate 76 doesn't get enough play on my videos. I know what you're going to ask in the comments. I could hear it already. I could see the future. You're going to be like, but Zeos, you got so many other headphones you said are like the best. Like the Otors are good, and then the Aeolus are like the best. And like the Aeolus are still great. They're dynamic and they're great and they're aggressive and they're like this, but this has more detail in it, I think. And then you're going to be like, well, what about, you know, let me think. What else are you going to ask me to compare against? VRM 1s. Big old planars, right? Right? VRM 1s. Those are big, wide, relaxed. That's a standard planar, what it should be. And I love them. And I'm going to get my set soon, eventually. Vocaler Ups. That's a little harder to deal with, because that specifically goes for very good detail, narrow, and then having that soundstage that bellows out and that weird aluminum driver. So those for soundstage. Those are still because of soundstage. Thank God these don't have this sort of aggression of the sound and also like a medium to wide soundstage, or they would be the winning headphone of everything. I still have to classify these as, this is detail retrieval, like not 101. What's the higher class? Like 404 detail retrieval via planar. Most planars people can play, they peter out at a certain high frequency response. It's like, not these. I've not once said, wow, I'm really missing that like 13K because no, it's all there. And it doesn't hurt. It's just there's so much. These are my favorite thing at CanJam. And now you know. Now you know the story. You know what to look for. You know what I noticed first is like the pad design. Like that gap there. Who puts that in? Will that even make it feel comfortable? Yes. Yes, they make obviously their own. Have I changed the pads on these? Have I even taken them off? I've not taken these pads off. You crazy? I haven't even looked. I haven't even bought like, oh no. Undo. Put that back. No. They're not even phasered. They're just flat vertical openings with pinholes behind it. I could see it. And then the pinholes back here, that radiate smaller in the middle and large. I wonder if that actually affects the sound. I don't know, but I love it. You come to Z Reviews to find out if I love a headphone or not. If you're here to find out the measurements and how the actual driver construct, no. I love these. And when I heard them at CanJam, the people didn't know who I was. I mean, I wore a press pass, but they don't know. And I didn't stop and say, hey, do you have a loaner program? I said, I'm taking these today. Because that's what I was doing. I was not like, hey, email me, or this, or, hey, it's nice to meet you. I'm taking these. Hi, Sendy Audio. No, I'm taking these. No, here's my card. You're going to let me take these. And sure shit, 2 hours later, I came back to the table and I found out, and they were like, oh yeah, we'll give you all the here's this, don't forget all extra wire. And like, yeah, so now I've got to make good on my part of the bargain. Because they want them back, and I'm going to basically tell them no. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to laugh in an email, and then I'm going to send it. Then I'm going to start another email and be like, oh, I'm sorry I was laughing. Ha 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 still. But sell them to me. Sell me these. Because these, I need them as reference for anything, reference, that word, for anything that comes into this apartment that tries to be great is now going to have to stand up to the council of Aeolus, Otor, Sendy Aiva, Argon, and Ether C Flow. Like the grand council of headphone elders is up to come here and give them the look. And these are on that council immediately. These are some of the most exciting to listen to headphones ever. Period. If you're laid back, you want something calm and serene, there's other headphones for you. These headphones will tear your fucking face off and you will smile while it's happening. And they look kind of pretty. They look kind of really pretty. Like, I really like the way they look. And if you want the stand and everything, it's all on Music Tech. None of this is on Amazon. Music Tech. We'll all have everything here. I'll link something from Amazon. Something great. Something... I mean, I can't even link you the Alaras. Because, well, the Alaras are basically like... If those are still 5 and these are 6... Don't spend 5. Spend the 6. And if those are 4 and these are 7, don't spend 4. Spend the 7. That's it. I wouldn't tube them. Balance. They obviously want to be run balanced. They need power. They wouldn't come default with a 4.4, which I also borrowed from CanJam the Woo. What is this? The Wah 11. The Woo Wah 11 Topaz, which happens to have a 4.4 balanced, and I happen to be running this portable for a bit, which is ridiculous. I know they just look a little feo, but yeah, like power and 4.4 is gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So you might as well just accept it and make sure you have adapters for when it doesn't happen on all your devices. So that's nice of them to include that. Although I don't know why it's a different color. They did that on purpose. Yeah, no, there's too much nice going on in these. I talked about the build for like the first half of this video, and then the second half I actually talked about sound, and I was more excited about the sound than the build. That's rare for me. If anyone's never been to Z Reviews, trust me, that's rare. This is what's happening. I'm linking Wiz, the amazing and beautiful and talented and loving and soft Wiz, in the description. You can download her wallpaper. I'm linking these. I might link to the accessories page for this, although I think it might all be in the same page on Music Tech. I'll link to other things, and I'll link to my Patreon, which paid for me to go to CanJam, and pays for me to stay at hotels, and pays for all the you see before you. Well, it doesn't pay for a lot of this stuff that comes out of my pocket, but it certainly pays to keep this channel running and my cat fed. So if you'd like to join the Patreon, the $5 tier gets you into yard sales. If this was an average headphone that wasn't God tier, it would end up in a yard sale. It would be for sale at the end of the month, or the beginning of the month, actually. From the 1st to the 10th, I sell every product that I don't need, that I've either purchased or been sent by companies. I'm like, all right, that was great. Glad I got to review it. Who wants to buy it for me? So I could put that money towards buying the next thing that they don't send to me. So the $5 tier gets you into that. You could also ask me any questions you want on the Patreon messaging system, which is annoying. And if you don't like the Patreon messaging system, which you shouldn't, There is a $10 tier, which gets you into a private Telegram channel with 150 of your closest friends, aka other patrons of mine, and we just talk about headphones and bullshit and this and then guns and then watches and then food, and it's very calm. It's not like the public chat. If you are above the pubbies, feel free to throw money at my butt and I will put you into the private Telegram chat. And any tiers above that have other benefits as well. But that's basically my story. These great, that great, holy shite, that still looks like a baby's butt. And I will see you tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow we'll have the sound demo released for these. And I think it came out all right. Like I was saying, I had to use the Meze Imperium pads to actually push the drivers far enough away that they didn't distort the microphones because the magnets are so strong. Okay, we're done? We good? We good? We good? We good, Wiz? Good. Good? Goodbye.